right now?
Son told me that there was a plea agreement that was kind of offered towards him if he kind of associated President Trump with what took place on January 6th. So they were trying to tell him essentially to lie and to save himself. He would save himself if he did lie. And then he was slapped with a 22-year sentence, which is the toughest sentence we've seen related to J6 cases, even those who were violent that day, who were physically there.
Stop. I always have to mention this when they mention the sentences. Never forget that, I think it was The View, I've already forgotten. The View said those sentences are an example of white supremacy. Why? Because they were so lenient. Enrique getting a mere 22 years for a riot that he wasn't even at is too lenient, and this Afro-Cuban got an easy sentence because of white supremacy. Put that up your ass and smoke it. Ouch. Fucking crazy, right? Well, anyway, go ahead, Mrs. Tarrio.
8 days, hopefully, sir.
Received 22 years in prison. So do you think that they're retaliating against your son because he refused to lie about President Trump's involvement in January 6th, allegedly?
Oh, I have no doubt about that. No doubt. No doubt. He stood his ground and said, no, I'm not going to talk bad about Donald Trump. And actually, he respects him very much. I think there's a lot of proof of that, of what what Enrique Tarrio thinks about former President Trump. So he had no reason to say that. And he stood his ground. And that's why he got those 22 years. That probably got the prosecution very upset that he wouldn't do what he was told to do. And he will never do what he is told to do. He is going to do what's right. And, there hasn't been justice for him at all. And I do believe that. I do believe prosecution went for that, actually 33 years that they were requesting from the judge to give Enrique Tarrio. And that's very sad. And we still see people that are voting for Harris. And I find that so ridiculous because they wanted one candidate, and all of a sudden, well, you're not going to get this candidate. This is what you get. You get Harris. Whether you like it or not, I mean, we don't care about the Democrats' opinion. They just put her on there, and that's it. Nobody, had a choice. Yeah. And when you don't have a choice, that to me is communism.